Welcome to Degenerate Knowledge, where uncommon thinking meets. We are your degens for the night. I am Wagner, former pro wrestler known as Ultimo Maya. These are my boys for the night. Joey, Vic. Joe, what are we drinking tonight?
We got the Angels Envy on deck.
Envy on deck. Nice.
Again, just to clarify, this is not a sponsored ad. We're not getting paid by Angels Envy. If they would like to, please message us down below.
Before we get started, please like and subscribe the podcast and comment.
There you go. Yeah, so we have a pretty good run through today. Last week we tried to do this episode 3. Obviously, it was not a complete disaster, but might as well do a retake. But we have a lot of things going on. We have Bears on crack. We just shitting on Florida today. Joey's picks for the day, and Wagner's gonna shit on some chefs. So before we do that, we're gonna have a nice little drink, and Wagner always starts before everybody. And pours very heavily.
Actually, Angel Envy's, I'm reading into it, they are owned by Bacardi Limited. So this is one of Bacardi's brands, and it's aged in a port wine barrel. So it's got some notes
Smells awesome.
of vanilla, oak, and a touch of some berry jam. Let's give it a try.
It's got awesome color, I'll tell you that.
You know what? It smells good. You know what? I do taste the Bacardi's fingerprint.
I got the
You know what I'm talking about? That
smokiness
smell?
from the barrel.
So actually, the finish of the Angel's Envy is oak, faint hints of rye spice. Maybe that's where you get the little smokiness, vanilla,
Yeah.
and a light berry jam that it quickly fades away. So I see what you mean with the spice. There is that note to it.
I get the berry at the very end. This will probably make a really good old fashioned.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
Every time I'm in,
So how's you guys'
every
week?
time I'm in the restaurant, though, there's the old fashioned always has Angel Envy. So I guess it's a hit at the bar.
Yeah. Which restaurant?
So I went to in Cape May. I remember the last time I was at this fancy boutique restaurant, and their old fashioned, they went with Angel's Envy. This was their top shelf option. So
Yeah. You know what? I don't think I've been to any restaurant or bar that has Angel Envy before. The only time I heard about this bourbon, it was pretty much it. Like, all right, Joey, pick a
and
drink.
I tried this in
Pick a
Cape May, and
bottle.
I was like, I've never given this a try before, and I've seen it at high end restaurants. So I'm like, it's got to be somewhat of a high end bourbon, but
So like you guys know me, my go-to bourbon is always Woodford, but I'll probably mess with this in an old fashioned later.
Yeah, my go-to is Bees and Ham.
my go to is Buffalo Trace.
Nice.
Buffalo Trace is pretty good. Buffalo
Older
Trace
than
is
America.
really good. Dude, Buffalo Trace is so hard to find in the East Coast, especially around Jersey and New York. When I'm in Michigan or I'm in Minnesota or the West Coast in Cali,
And then when you find
Everywhere.
it, it's a jacked
cheap.
up price. It's
I
costs
can,
more
I
than
can find
what it's
I
going
can
for.
find I can find it at BJ's and at Sam's Club's liquor stores. And it's reasonably priced.
yeah, that's cool. Jersey,
Can't find
you
it
know,
here.
you can buy.
But then again,
You can't find
when
liquor in
your
BJ's.
alcohol is older than America itself, you're gonna find it down south for sure.
That you can't
That's
find
true.
Eagle Rare. You cannot find at all. Eagle Rare
Eagle
is
Rare
so
is really
hard
good.
to get. That's one of the most
Eagle Rare
impossible
is so
bourbons I
good.
cannot find.
Dude.
You can Buffalo Trace has that subtle flavor.
I love
it's
it.
really
It's
good,
a
that
sweetness.
You can almost taste the slavery in the back end.
Yeah.
How old the shit
Wow.
is.
Wow, you went there. You didn't
Your
went
shit is that
there.
old. You know some people
Jeez.
got
You mean early Americana history?
early
Thank you,
America.
Wagner.
It
I'll
sucks,
get-
but
I'll
it's
get
history.
emails.
It ain't pretty, but it's
All
history.
right. All right. No, but Eagle Rare, dude. I got a bottle for my birthday. I think Joey and I finished that in
one night,
one
one
day.
sitting, I
One night.
believe, and it was so
Dude,
good.
it was so smooth. It's dangerous, bro.
So I might actually be up north in May. Just a heads up. So if I do come up, we got to do a night out on the town.
Well, please
the
let us
boys.
know
It depends
soon
when it-
because we have to note it on the calendar. Vic has to
You
get
permission from the wives.
permission.
You got to get
Yeah, because
Victor's got to come up
May-
with a
hold on.
PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, PowerPoint position. Why I should hang out
Why
with
he
Wagner
needs
and
why he
Joe.
needs the night off
the
from
bar.
the wife.
See, but
Thanks
May,
for coming, honey. As you can see, Wagner's flying in, and on the next slide,
And it's an all-day event, too. It's
It's an
from
all-day
when
event.
you wake
Wait.
up
it
2 in the
is
morning.
all day event.
I didn't
Yeah,
go
that's
golfing
true.
last week, but Wagner's in town, so that frees up this weekend to be able to go out.
Yeah.
No,
I said,
so yeah, I got a family thing that I might be coming up for. I'm not sure for sure, but if I do, obviously you guys know that I'm give you guys a heads up. I'll come into town a couple days early, and we'll do a night at Nunez in a steakhouse.
And we can
Followed
chop
by
it up.
more Nunez and maybe even happy
Well,
hour.
hopefully it's not the third week of May because I'll be in Mexico.
Family
Where in
vacation.
Mexico? Where you going?
Oh, where am I? Shit. I
Is
don't
that?
remember.
Are you going to prison in Mexico because you're with the family?
I'm going to
or
prison.
Is it?
It's
actual vacation?
Playa de... Wait, hold on.
Playa del
Carmen?
Carmen?
Yes, Playa de Carmen.
So you're gonna be in Yucatan.
Yeah, around the area. Yep.
I love
Oh,
it. I love it
that's
there.
your
That's
peoples.
my peeps. That's my neck of the woods.
That's your peoples.
That's home for me, man. Yeah. If I come up, it's gonna be the second week in May. So I would probably fly in on the 9th, and I'll probably stay till like the 12th or 13th.
That's actually perfect timing. Cool.
Yeah, the flights were pretty cheap. I think Frontier is flying to New York again, so I could fly. I could get a
Frontier.
round trip flight for like $60
With some extra leg space too. Yeah,
with
Frontier.
no leg space, and it's gonna be an upright seat, no stretching.
go.
There's probably gonna be a crate of chickens next to me.
Dude. So when we came back from Vegas, going back home, and then we took the tour of the airport.
we were just bored. It was
so
11, 12
obviously
at night.
one side,
Mhm.
the one side you have the United one, whatever it is, where we fly, and then you can see the crowd has changed when you see Spirit, Frontier, and we're like, yeah, I wonder why they're on the other side, one on the other side of the
And
airport.
then all their flights were like, oh, we're from Vegas
behind.
to Atlanta to Orlando to New Orleans.
Kissimmee.
It's like
Jersey.
3 cities.
And it's
Yeah, 3 cities.
and it gradually gets more and more ratchet
Yep.
as you make your way down to Spirit.
Oh my gosh! All right, talking about being ratchet. Let's talk about Florida.
What about my
What's up
Florida?
What about your Florida?
What about my
Hold
Florida?
on. Let me share.
Where
a
New
video
Yorkers all
about
retire.
Florida,
Yeah,
not this.
the
New
sixth
York.
borough.
You're a Jersey boy now.
It's the 6th borough.
Not this New Yorker. All right.
Bears on crack are a huge problem, according to this Florida Republican. So now he wants to make it easier to kill them.
We're talking about the ones that are on crack, and they break your door down, and they're standing in your living room growling and tearing your house apart. When you run into one of these crack bears, you should be able to shoot it. Period.
What's wrong with crack bears? What's wrong with Florida and crack bears? Where do bears get crack, Wagner? Where do bears get crack?
Where is
Well,
the
it ain't gonna be
secret
Miami. That's
location?
Coke country. That's for sure.
Country.
It's probably gonna be somewhere like Hialeah or something.
No, but I mean, seriously, you have a state representative bringing this law to the floor or committee
Mhm.
about shooting bears on
You just
crack.
watched the documentary of Griselda, so you gotta give him some ease here. He's like, oh,
Alright,
we
so
see a lot of
here's the thing.
cocaine.
I mean, you don't know what you're dealing with. It could be a crack bear. It could be a meth bear. Depending on where the fuck in Florida you're at. Like if you're somewhere in meth country, that's what you have some bear that's all hopped up and like I don't know. to me, it's an excuse to just go out and shoot some shit because we're in Florida and this is gun country,
There you go.
and that's what we do out here. We just shoot
And you
shit.
just carry out in the public now?
I mean,
No.
yeah.
It's not open carry. We're not open carry. We are a concealed carry state. So like, you can't have it out in the open. You can't brandish it. You can't flash it or nothing. There's a difference between brandishing or flashing versus imprinting. So like, I can wear my gun.
But hey, if there's a
Right
crack
there.
there around the corner,
You
might-
have at it.
there you go.
So like I mean, there's like gray lines. There's a gray area to all this whole gun bullshit. And so like I'm licensed to carry. So I got my carrier's license before this whole transition into Florida is now a carry and conceal, no license, no permit required, just have at it kind of thing. I'm not exactly for it. I still think that, some degree of background search is necessary depending on, what type of firearm you're going to carry. I think there should be some limitations to it. I got a Glock 19 with, a green dot on it. It's fucking awesome.
And you got that extra mag too.
And I carry a 20 round extended clip, on both my guns. And then I have my compact.
How do you conceal a 20
I don't know how. You got
It's hard, but you need
obviously. Do you need a 20 round clip to conceal
Hey, it's
yourself?
Florida. The
Why-
bigger,
why
the
wouldn't
better.
I?
No, I mean,
Why wouldn't
obviously, I get it. You're fighting off bears on crack,
Meth
and
heads.
I'm assuming this bear needs his hit. It's probably going around the corners. Hey, I saw your dick for some crack. Do some juice shit, Chris Rock in a rooftop. But
So I have my Glock, and I really, because I have the extended clip on that, and it's a little harder to conceal, I'm not gonna wear that to like a restaurant or something like
Go
that.
food shopping to Sam's Club.
I'm not gonna go food shopping with it or anything like that. I want to, because wear a shirt, whatever, you can see it and whatever, but like nobody's gonna give me a hard time for it because it's Florida.
Florida,
Yeah. But if I want to, go to a restaurant and it's not necessarily a sketchy area, but I want to wear my gun, I'm going to wear my compact, which is significantly smaller, and it's 12 rounds, and it's probably it's that big. So you can see how I'm able to conceal that.
No red dot with this one, or both red
No
dot?
red dot. It's simple. It's just point and shoot. And I cover it so you have an idea as to, I don't have a big fucking hand. I'm a small dude. You're looking at it, and I can wear it without a problem. So when I wear that, you can't even tell that I'm wearing it. But I think what helps the most is having a good holster, and Bucks makes an amazing holster, and they're actually based right here out of Cape Coral. So
Okay.
whenever when I get a new gun, anytime that I get a new gun, I have the guy's like personal phone number. So I'm like, hey, I just got a gun. I need a holster. He's like, yeah, just come by my house. And he fabricates
Sponsorship.
all.
Sponsorship.
No sponsor. Yeah. It's not a paid ad. But he's just like, yeah, just, swing by the house, and he does all his fabrication and all his manufacturing right in his garage. Awesome. And he charges me like his cost for
That's
cool. And the holster is badass. Like, look at that.
Cool.
Nice.
And with this, like, you can't even like, this kind of presses it against your body, so you can't tell that I'm wearing it. And me and my wife have gone out to dinner plenty of times, so she's like, she doesn't know that I'm wearing it until she like goes to like put her arm around me or give me a hug or something. She's like, oh, you brought your gun. I'm like, yeah. That's awesome. But yeah,
So we talked about bears on crack to Wagner holding a gun, who's obviously a bear, but not on crack. Hopefully not. So I do have another video for Florida, because Florida is a nice little state that I
it's the
can't
fun.
stand.
It's the state to poke fun at.
It's a state to poke fun at. Look, I go there at least 2 or 3 times a year because my company.
That's probably why you got to visit your co-partner there on
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So, it is what it is, and I have to deal with it. But Florida again.
What we got?
What we got going on?
Come on, Florida. Do we really need a sign? What happened here? I mean, seriously.
Joey, can you share what it
So
said
it
there?
says, do not feed hallucinogens to alligators, which who's giving away good shrooms or even acid to some alligators that you don't consume yourself?
Okay, in Florida's defense.
that please.
In Florida's
Because,
defense.
Florida is a weird state, bro.
Who's giving drugs away? Wags.
Okay, in Florida's defense, here's the shit, all right? So we all know Florida is an extremely humid and arid-ass climate, right? So when we get ridiculous amounts of rain, shrooms just grow out of control. I have them on my fucking front lawn, and I can't get rid of them because we've been getting so much rain. We got no dry season this year. This is technically our dry season right now, and it's rained almost every fucking weekend. My backyard lawn is rotting out because we've had so much moisture. It's insane. But yeah, so when there's that much moisture and there's humidity and there's just not that much movement in air, you have an overgrowth of shrooms. Some of these are hallucinogenic. Some of these, crackheads decide to take that time to grow an abundance of, shrooms. And where do they grow? They grow in moist areas. So typically around, anywhere that there's a canal and low lying grass where there's moisture and stuff, it just grows out of control. And where do you find gators? By the
your
water.
crotch,
By the
your ass
fucking water.
crack.
So a lot of these gators end up eating whatever is eating the foliage, and they end up hallucinating, and it becomes the problem.
And you see them on the
You
golf
go to
courses
Home
too, going
Depot.
nuts,
Yeah.
chasing these golfers.
You could go to Home Depot and you could go to Lowe's. They have a spray for
Fungicide,
killers,
yeah.
and it actually works.
Yeah.
It actually works. I do it in my backyard. I mean, because we get tons of it.
I mean, if you can
So
grow
it-
the
it
magic
actually
shrooms,
works.
by all means.
Well, it only takes
There's a high demand in Florida for
No,
them.
no,
it
but
doesn't take
but
much to
it
grow.
doesn't explain. But it doesn't explain why you feeding alligators
People are
magic
not
shrooms.
feeding magic shrooms to gators.
It says don't feed
It-
magic shrooms to alligators.
The wildlife is eating
You know how much that could go for
these
too?
shrooms
ounce of
that
that?
are growing naturally, who are then eating the wildlife. The gators are then eating the wildlife that is consuming this shit. That's what's going
Still
on.
Florida, bro.
Still Florida.
Still-
No, no,
I mean, look,
still.
I get Florida itself is a whole new. It's a whole different universe because like the Nova Peak, like Tallahassee area.
Yeah, Tallahassee.
right?
That's out. West.
And the Gulf side, weird ass shit, very southern. But when you go
Mhm.
down south to Miami, not southern at all.
No.
That's more of a party
No,
lifestyle.
there's no southern hospitality.
You're in the
There's
Caribbean
no
at
southern,
that point.
yeah.
In the
You get the
Caribbean.
retired New Yorkers and party
Mhm.
people
The
down there.
sixth borough.
Spring breakers too.
Spring break, dude. Spring break.
there's
is
a commercial.
shit show right now.
Well,
There's a commercial out of Florida telling about we don't want you here.
No, we don't.
They're charging $100 a day for parking.
More.
There's a curfew.
Mm-hmm.
Starting $100. It's ridiculous.
well, I don't know if you guys know.
Because
It last weekend was Ultra Music Festival, so it's Miami
Yeah.
Music Week, and
And
that
it
is-
was, and
that
there was
kicks
a
off-
Miami Heat game
and that kicks off
at the same
the
time.
start
Dude,
of
Miami
the
was a
festival
shit
season.
show. Yeah, Miami was a shit show. You had, like Joe said, you had Ultra Week. It was spring break.
all of
and you
the
had a
other
Miami
music
Heat game.
events too.
Yeah, and it was a Miami Heat game. Dude, I saw footage of this shit. People were getting arrested left and right.
And I believe that there's
Left
a
and right.
tennis event as well, the Miami
Was it?
Open. I believe so. That there's another
Oh,
tennis
I'm-
event going on too.
Oh, I was gonna go down to Brickell just to hit the office just for shits to see what the hell was going on out there.
Yes.
But like, dude, the hotel stays for one night, it was like $450 a night.
growing up,
I was
well,
gonna
I
say,
always wanted to go to Ultra because I was all into the EDM music.
So
but
was I.
It was the prices back then were extremely high. I can only imagine what they
I
are
can
now.
just imagine that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
but just imagine ourselves now going to Ultra.
Oh,
Do
no.
you have any? We're the
First of
creepy
all,
old
if I go to
guys.
Ultra,
We're the creepy old motherfuckers.
I'm like, how you doing? My back would be so shot, and then they'd be
Everyone's
like,
on drugs.
oh,
It's insane.
no, but
It's
you know
twisted,
what's
dude.
in though. You know what's in though. Like these college chicks want like the 40-year-old dad with that. Bald is sexy.
I'm
dad
good.
bod is hot.
That's it.
Like Wag's like, I love my life, and there's
Grill
my
and
wife.
fishing. That's all.
There's no way. But I don't play into the dad bod shit. I still got that Jersey Shore side to me.
Yeah.
I'm
Jersey
still,
Shore.
I'll still hit the
Mike
gas
situation.
at 40, 50 years old, bro. I'll jump on a cycle real quick.
Hey, one of the best things that happened to me when I got sick a few weeks ago, I lost 10 pounds. So I'm down 10 pounds. I feel much better, but that shit's going to get back.
I mean,
You get the
in
shits?
2 months, I lost 16 pounds. So,
No shits. I couldn't even eat for like a week. So
there you go.
So you guys know
I
that
lost
I've been
some
having issues with my fucking blood pressure lately, right?
Yeah,
I got my
because all
blood.
the red meat you eat, bro.
I got my blood.
Yeah,
results.
you eat so
think it
much
might
red
be the
meat.
red
I really don't though. I really
Dude,
don't.
Antonio, bro.
I
Every
really
video you send me is
don't.
red meat.
I really
Lately, it's
don't
been the
eat that
fish,
much
but-
red meat. I really don't eat a lot of red meat, to be honest with you. So like I got my blood work back and it took a fucking week because doctor was on vacation. I think the motherfucker went down to Miami for
I
ultra
mean,
or
he's
some
agreed.
shit. I swear to God. I called and I was like, oh, I just, it's been a couple of days. Oh yeah, doctor so-and-so he was on vacation and whatever. He just got back yesterday. He'll call you back shortly.
he's still probably rolling his face off too.
He's probably still coked up from ultra or some shit. But he gives me my heads up, and oddly enough, like my lipids were the lowest they've been in like 5 years. Oddly enough, and I'm like, all right, how the fuck is that possible? Because I mean, my wife made some sense is the fact that in the last like year since we've been in the new house, we really don't go out as often to eat out. We've been obviously I cook more in the house. I cook and I grill and we have company over and I cook for them and whatever. So we're not eating outdoor shit or crappy food. We're eating in house.
You know what you do? Because I'm not sure if you have an app called like My Chart. You get a web based or your phone, whatever it is. So it shows the results. So we should post like
Our
next
results.
episode the results of our blood work. See, bad calories.
Yeah. Who's
Like,
diabetic?
mine
Who's gonna
is
lose
bad-
a foot in
Who's
food?
diabetic?
Who's
Who's
A1C
gonna walk
is
around with?
Who's gonna?
thyroid issues.
It's like, mine is vitamin D efficiency. Like my vitamin D count is so low.
Yeah,
that I
that's
need
one of
to
the
get
most
more,
important vitamins out there too.
I know, but yeah, man, dude, getting old sucks. But it is what it is. Like I don't eat red meat. My cholesterol is fine. My blood pressure is because of my wife. It goes up. And
Mine too.
people, hey, you married an Italian.
Sicilian.
Same.
It's worse.
I didn't say it, Chris. I love you.
It's
You're
worse.
my favorite.
She'll make me dinner and then knife my ass.
Oh man! All right. So I mean, guys, how was your week? How was your week since last week we met up in chat?
Well, I mean, it's EOM. We're in the same line of work, so you know how it is. It's a little hectic this
And the month
week.
bullshit.
Yeah, I'm drinking by about 11:30 right now.
Okay.
And for those that don't know, Victor and I and Joe, we're working finance, and the end of the month is always a little stressful.
It is. It is always a little stressful. Like like I was telling Wagner and Joe, like I just signed a new lease, new location. I picked up the rugs, the paint, all that good jazz.
You doing the work
One of
yourself?
my employees came. No.
No, hired laborers.
No, they actually building management does it. I'm actually in
He's
a
in the
legit
actual office
building
now.
complex.
Oh, okay.
Yes, right next to the Supreme Court of Bergen County.
All right.
And actually the capital of Bergen County. Like I'm right across the street from it. And I have an employee that came back from his family leave. Things are growing and busy. I don't know what what the future entails, but we definitely moving forward, and hopefully
There's money in the future.
it's money. Hey, dude, I gotta pay for college tuition. Like I have 1 semester off for my daughter. Then she has 1 semester. She graduates. Then my son
And then
is
Jacob
He's
starts.
gonna go into
Oh,
school.
Jesus Christ! Like he wants
Yeah,
like
get
like,
his blood
what's-
pressure going
what's
now.
the-
Trade school for Jacob.
There you go.
Like he wants Hofstra. I'm like, why you want to go to Hofstra? I don't know.
Good
I'm like, what do you want to study? I don't know. Like, there's no sense in going to Hofstra. I'm not going to spend $60,000 a year for you to go to Hofstra to have an STD. It's not gonna fucking happen. So,
Well, you
so
know what?
he-
He wouldn't get an STD if he had good parenting.
Yeah, if he got
No,
the
he had
little
great
it's up
parenting.
to you.
birds in the bee talk
It's up
from
to you, bro.
Papa Vic.
Roots and wings. You just
the
gotta
next
give 'em roots and
conversation,
wings.
I'll talk about the birds and the bees. But
They'll fly on their own.
then I suggest the Coast Guard Academy. It is free, but it's only 19% gets in. But I could get him in. I would get a letter from the senator and a congressman like that, and I'll get him in. He has the grades. He's just served 4 years, but he will graduate as an officer.
I could get him in
You
via
know?
lobbying and bribes.
Hey, bro,
He's
you
got
know
the
me.
connections.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done these days.
That's how it's done. But
Donate,
like
makes you what
Seton
you
Hall,
need.
like my wife wants to go to Seton Hall, but like Seton Hall is a private
Great
university, and they're
Upstate, right?
they super
Upstate.
they're South Jersey.
Shunchers.
They are super expensive, dude. It's like $60,000 a year. I mean, we could probably get a scholarship.
they might
for
be
Put a
whatever
price
better
it
on
in
your-
is.
sports
You can't
than
put a
Rutgers.
price on your son's education, Victor.
Shut the fuck up.
You cannot put a price. Mortgage the house, dude.
Or
Mortgage the
No,
house.
be degenerate.
no.
Be degenerate.
I just bought my daughter a car. I no. I don't get any break, bro. I get no break.
Oh, so Sammy gets to go to the fancy school, but Jacob doesn't?
No, Sammy goes to a state university, Rutgers. All right, and I do pay a pretty penny. I do pay a pretty penny.
And you pay full
And I-
price at the golf course on campus, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't get no discounts.
Yes, you do.
You know what? She told me I could go in May, and it will be free.
Let's go.
I just
book it.
yeah.
When in May?
Yeah, I gotta
When
book-
in May,
Yeah,
that's
there you go,
coincident.
Wagner's-
Wanna be down.
Wagner will be our cart
I
girl.
don't know where in May. I got to figure it out. I definitely want to go. All the money I
You
spend.
don't want me on a golf course, bro.
No.
We
No.
all need a
You know
drinking
what?
buddy and some swing juice.
We rather have you than Alex, because Alex is good for one hit and that's it.
Yeah, we went golfing with Alex once, and we probably spent about $80-$90 to play around. We get up to the first tee box, swing and a miss. Second swing, swing and a miss.
$120
Third
around.
swing and a miss. Couldn't even hit the ball.
Doesn't know
And
Rivervale.
yeah, Rivervale. So I think one of us just took his shot, and he just kept stumbling. He made it to hole 3, and he was like, "Guys, I'm done."
Would you guys get hammered before you guys
No,
even
he
got on the
came
course?
blacked out drunk.
He came blacked
Oh.
out. No, but there was one time Joey came a little blacked out and came late, and Alex came sober. I'm like, holy shit,
That's a first.
the world has changed.
Now I still can hit the ball.
I'd probably be piss drunk right there with Alex.
But also, just know that me, Victor, and Alex always seem to play on the hottest days of the year. So it's always 95 degrees or more. And we're sweating our balls off, not even on hole 1. And we're chugging beers
Dying.
beforehand. So it's making it even
Dying.
worse.
But you know what? But this year, I'm not like 220 pounds. I am now
Down.
under 200
go.
pounds. I am 196.
Under the 200. You can go skydiving
There
again.
you go. Dude, I can't wait. All right, let's move along here. We have Joey's shitty picks. Actually, pretty good conversation he has lined up for the news headline. I know there's a lot of shit that happened this week, but we trying to keep it not as crazy, not as traumatic, but something to talk about. And this is something in his field because he is degenerate and he likes to gamble. So let's see how this goes.
After
and
this
conversation
weekend, I
goes.
don't know.
After this weekend, dude, you've been You've
So
been a
Wagner,
nightmare,
last
bro.
Thursday is my Christmas, and it's the
Okay.
start of March Madness, where games start at 12 p.m. and they run until I'd say 10 p.m. So there's a game every
Yep.
15 minutes for Thursday and Friday. So I was gambling
Okay.
every game, live bets, and at the end of
then-
Sunday night, it was bad.
No, and then obviously Joey runs some bets, and then I think I'm pretty good, depending on basketball for
basketball's
college,
tough.
whatever it is, and trying to figure out whatever it is, but not on March Madness.
Anything
because
happens.
We've been off. Anything happens. Like no, I'm there doing the whole math. I'm like, oh, this is a
Nothing
possibility. The minutes,
calculates.
blah blah. Do it. It's seriously calculate. Like we could do this right now. This is the bet, and 9 out of 10.
We're usually pretty good
we
it.
are on the money.
This week.
But this March Madness is like
I placed 3 bets in a row. Me and Victor are calculating the math. All 3 bets lost within the next 5 minutes.
Ah,
Bad. It's just
Oh,
how my
that
weekend
was
went.
a nightmare.
Like March Madness.
it was
But
just like
it's back again this
just-
Thursday.
you know,
Sweet 16.
for those odds, might as well just put into the crypto market and put it all on QNT and let it ride.
The rush that you get from
You guys buy quant yet?
I still hold.
no. I am done with crypto for right now. I am ecstatic that my Shopify is up 44%, my Amazon is up 40%, my Alphabet Google is up 20%. I am good. I am good with my stocks right now. My portfolio is good. I already have a high risk portfolio with syndication.
No.
I'm good. I don't need more stress in my life. I don't need my stress in life. I should have cashed out when I was up. I should have
You
kept
got a
the
little
money in
greedy
for
there.
Doge. I got greedy with Doge,
Well, that's your
I kept it
problem.
there,
You put money in.
and
shit
then I
Degenerate.
cashed out.
It's no
I
utility.
cashed out Doge. And then a week later it went up. I was kind of like, dude, I could have made $101,000.
We could add sponsors for this
Cashed
podcast
out.
with your
Oh.
connections.
Oh yes. Yeah, man. I have a better freaking studio. Thank you, you little shit. All right, Joey.
Here we go. The first
Most of
article,
your-
the Los Angeles Dodgers fired Shohei Ohtani. So he's a Japanese ball player. He doesn't speak a lick of English. He has his own
Oh, boy.
translator full time, and the translator works for the Dodgers. So the Dodgers fired this translator for a massive theft. So supposedly there was a wire transfer from Shohei Ohtani, who's the baseball player. He just signed a contract with the LA Dodgers this offseason, 10 years, $700 million. He put $680 million deferred money. So there was a wire transfer of $4.5 million into this from
To a bookie.
Ohtani's bank account. Supposedly he did not know of this. The translator had his bank information, which I find that's bullshit. There's no way that you would give out your banking information with that amount of money, even though it is pennies probably to him. 4.5 is probably like $20. But there's a wire transfer to a offshore gambling company in California.
It's a bookie.
Yeah,
Where?
bookie.
It's good bookies. But they're a bookie.
Where was it?
I mean,
where was it
but
based out
but
of?
the thing-
California, the bookie.
California.
But
the-
it's
but-
not
but-
offshore.
But the thing,
No, but it's not one of
but the
your
money.
FanDuel or DraftKings. Who knows who
Yeah,
this
but
bookie is?
that's not offshore.
We don't know who is behind the bookie.
No. The bookie is in California. You can't send money to a state. It has to go to an offshore account for the books.
Oh, okay.
It's not a legitimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the California
Gambling.
bookie, but the account that the money went to was
Correct.
offshore. Gotcha.
Yeah, but at the beginning was like, oh, I paid my friend's gambling debt. Didn't change. My friend stole from me. Didn't change. So I have no idea what happened. And I
The
got
story was
robbed.
changing every like 20 minutes. So all of a sudden he said, "Oh, my friend went or took the wire," and then all of a sudden he came out and said, "No, my friend stole this money," and now he's probably will get a criminal case on him. The authorities are investigating. So eventually, this translator, who supposedly was his best friend, he was always with him 24/7.
Well,
He's gonna go to jail.
legally, I mean, if they find that it was actually stolen money, but legally, there's no law against gambling because now it's allowed in America to gamble. He could do whatever he wants to with his money.
Well, at
But
that point,
as
It
it's
is
a
against the
baseball
law
player,
for him.
though,
to embezzle money from them. That's the
I
crime.
mean, no, I mean the crime for the interpreter, but for the baseball player, it is a crime against his contract for him
It's a
to
gamble
place
against the
gamble.
sport that
bets.
he plays in.
and
Yeah.
you don't know if he was gambling in
Exactly.
baseball. That's another situation. You don't know what these.
I mean,
bets are
essentially,
coming in
like
for.
it's the Pete Rose situation all over
Exactly.
again.
Yep.
You know,
But because
And,
he's
we
the
all
face
saw
of
how that played out.
baseball, of course, wants to cover this up real quick. He
Mhm.
had a statement actually yesterday at 5 p.m. He said, "I never placed a bet in my life," and he took no questions. So it's just a statement on his end. So we'll see. There's
Like,
more
my
details
advice
coming
to
out.
him. My advice to him is keep shut.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Keep shut. But
Stay
first
quiet
of
and
all,
let it just blow over.
who found out? Who whistled though?
Somebody
On this,
will-
there has to
exactly.
be somebody within the organization.
Yep.
It has to be somebody
He's
within
new
the
to this
organization.
I'll
organization,
tell you
too.
what the fuck happened. I tell you what the fuck happened. His boy placed the fucking bet, and was like, "Yo, I'll place the bet in your name, and then I'll take a cut." And the bet hit, and the boy was just like, "You know what? I don't want 10%. I want 40%." And Otani was just like, "Nah, fuck you, bro. I'm not giving you 40%. You're a fucking translator. You're good with 10%, like we agreed." And that's
Dude was
it.
making $500K a year.
And this
for
asshole was just
translate.
like, no. I want my 40%, or I'm going all out with the shit. And he fucking lo chilló, fucking chota. He
No, but seriously,
choteó.
$4.5 million. Like,
Yes, that's
a
not
lot of
a
bets,
lot to
bro.
him after signing a $700 million
But to a
contract.
translator-
Still,
You know,
but regardless, I don't care if you're a billionaire. $4.5 million is a lot of money.
Mhm.
Like, I have no idea who said this statement. Someone said it. I heard it from. I don't know how I heard it from. It was like one of the videos, TikTok or Instagram or actually in a podcast. He says that millionaires show their wealth, billionaires don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I agree.
But
100%.
regardless if you have regardless if you're a billionaire or you're a multi-millionaire, 100 millionaires, whatever money you
However
have in
many.
your account, $4.5 million is a lot of money.
oh yeah.
And then if you're not cautious of how you spend your money and how you manage your money, that shit goes quick, bro.
Of course,
Mhm.
that's why you see a lot of
Money goes
athletes,
quick.
they go bankrupt
They go broke. Yeah, they go broke as
after they
fuck.
retire.
Who was that football player in the Giants? Jeremy Lincoln?
Jeremy
Who, the one
Shockey.
that slept in the stadium, supposedly.
No.
There's a lot of athletes. Mike
No.
Tyson went bankrupt.
Hold on.
He's still fighting at 58
Dude, there's
years
so
old.
many.
Yeah.
Here's the shit.
Jeremy.
Here, I'll give you guys the rundown on why this happens. So you get a hot shot
Okay.
athlete who's in high school who makes it to college on a scholarship, right? Then you get a bunch of eyes on this fucking kid who's from the hood, who's probably never seen a fat check before, and he's presented with a shit ton of fucking money. And this is a kid who is young, impressionable, who has grown up seeing nothing but music and TV, where these wealthy fucking stars or famous people are just lavished in jewelry and cars and women, and they want that.
Hey, you know,
And I
also
get-
like
and
look
I
at
get that. We've all grown up around it. Like
Zion
we're not
Williamson.
wealthy.
He's a basketball in New Orleans Pelicans. When he went to Duke, he said he was just a nerd in high school. He wasn't around women. He didn't go to parties and after Duke, he went to New Orleans and he gained all this weight because he got a big payday. He was going to clubs. He was sleeping with women. He was like, "This is all new to me. I never had this in my life."
But
This is what- yeah.
but-
So
wait.
the other here's the other factor. When you're in school, and I hate to get into, there's a fine line in here that we don't like to cross in our podcast. It comes into politics in that. Our school system does not teach money, doesn't teach finance or money management.
They
So when
don't.
you have these kids that are in college or in high school that transition into college on a scholarship and they're presented with these financial opportunities, They don't know what to do with that money, and the first instinct is, I need to spend it because I've never had
They're
it.
set up for
And the
failure.
first instinct
No.
is, I need a fucking car because a car is going to get me laid, and I need to fucking go out
Yeah.
and get me some jewelry because jewelry's going to get me
Yeah.
fucking
There
laid.
you go.
And the last thing that these guys are thinking about is long-term financial stability
Yep.
and long-term wealth. They're not thinking about establishing things like buying a home and putting that home into a trust so that it's a protected asset. We obviously, we're in finance. We know some of these items that will prepare you, but the average person does not. And this is not something that school teaches you.
No, because the reason being, because that's American dream. Make it
Yes.
and lose it.
Make
right?
it and
So,
lose
I mean,
it.
that's but what? It's like there's a basketball player. Who's that huge, big ass guy? He used to be like a
Shaq?
freaking lineman. No. In college right now, Sutton Jr., Burns Jr. The guy went to like
Burns
3
Jr..
different schools because in Oakland, I think it was not Oakland, North Carolina.
I'm not too
Ah,
sure.
North Carolina.
I know there's a few athletes coming out of college. They're big prospects, but they got hurt.
No, he's huge. He's a huge guy. He's a big dude. They were talking
Bro,
about him all
that's
day.
every motherfucker in the NFL.
Is he currently
No,
in
no,
college
no.
basketball right now?
No, basketball.
Zach
basketball,
Eden?
basketball.
Basketball?
Yeah.
From Purdue?
No, North Carolina. Coño.
North Carolina.
No.
Armando Begat.
No. So he's junior. Jesus Christ. What's his fucking name? It was North Carolina.
It's probably some other team.
But back to, like I was saying, like the school system doesn't
Whatever.
teach you that.
No.
You know, like they don't teach you that. What do you learn when it comes to money and economics in school? What do they teach you? Go to work, you go to school, you get a diploma, you become a productive member of society. How? By paying taxes. You put your money in the bank. We all
And
know
being
that
in debt,
the
too.
banking system
They want
is
you in
a
debt.
complete shit show, and it's bullshit. The fractional reserve system is garbage, and that's why it's not taught to you. They're not going to teach you what the rich know. They're not going to teach you IRS laws or any of that bullshit, because then you have one up on everyone else. But yeah, I mean,
DJ Junior.
Who?
There you go. DJ Burns.
I think that's
Jr.
NC State,
guy-
no?
Boy State is. Yeah, North Carolina.
NC State.
State.
Yeah, that's a big difference. North Carolina.
It's still North Carolina. It's still North
State
Carolina.
Wolfpack. That's a big
Look, NC's in my brain, right? But this kid,
He's a big
he
boy,
transferred- Right now, he's a graduate student. He's an undergrad. He's in his 5th year and his 3rd college. So the colleges are paying these cats more money than he's going for rookie year in basketball. It's just ridiculous. And again, no one's teaching these kids how to manage money. Especially when you get so much money out in front of them, right? Yeah. And then going back to Jeremy Lincoln, right? About 15 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, I worked in the company after the mortgage crisis collapsed. I got into the space I'm in right now. I was a broker. This guy works in the same floor we did, not the same company, but he was affiliated in some way. But when he got out of the NFL, he did money management especially for rookies.
For
in
athletes.
the professional
on their contracts.
The contracts not in the contracts, but to manage their money when they come out, to put their money in a nest egg, how to invest it correctly. And he's a cool dude, down to earth guy. And I was talking to him. It's like, well, why are you doing this? He said, you don't understand. A lot of these cats who graduate from college don't understand how to write a checkbook. How to write a check, how to balance a checkbook, how to invest correctly. They're spending money here, spending money there, and then when they retire or when they are broke as shit because they
end up owing money.
Exactly, and they're in the street, dude. I funded a guy. It's called KY Truckers. It was hilarious. I remember he sent a T-shirt to one of my sales guys back in the Paramount Empire days. But he was a professional football player. I forgot his name, but he said, "Hey, I have to go to work, so I just got a couple of trucks
Work and
then
playing
I'm
football?
just trucking." No,
Oh,
after
okay.
football, when
After,
he
gotcha,
retired.
gotcha.
Because I mean, look, back in the 80s and
There
90s,
wasn't big contracts.
the contracts
not bad.
wasn't big money,
Yeah.
right? It was actually baseball who introduced big money, and also basketball with Michael Jordan was big money. And then what you see now, back in the day, you getting maybe
Also,
$100,000.
nowadays you get endorsement deals and media deals.
They make
Exactly.
royalties
So-
from merchandise and any
Yeah.
kind of commercial and shit like that. 7-Eleven endorsements and royalties.
I mean, look. I understand the importance of people making money off your likeness, right? And that is important. But in the same token, I don't think like the college kids should transfer to school to make $1 million contracts and get a private jet, like we discussed in a previous podcast. It's just ridiculous because these kids don't know how to manage it. Look, I was grateful enough that during high school and doing my schooling, I had a teacher who taught me what's important, how to balance a checkbook, what is how to finance. My math teacher was a former stockbroker, so like you say, hey, this is how you do it. This is how you sell. I'm like, and after school, I would ask them questions after questions after questions, like why there's a 401, why there's an IRA, what is the difference, how you buy stocks, what's the difference of the stocks, CDs, so on and so on. Because I've always been curious with these things because I see the whole thing. I just get like
how money works.
Back in the days, there wasn't like internet like widespread right now. You get the papers and then you see the last day stock trading on the back sheet.
Yeah.
And I was so curious. Like I comes in one day like, hey, you was a former stockbroker. What does this mean? And then he explained to me. I ate all that up.
How do you calculate
Granted. Yeah, so what? That's something I was interested in.
Yeah.
Not for sake of I would make millions of dollars, but like, hey, if one day I have the luxury or the opportunity to invest, how can I invest well? And then lately in my later years, I'm not old, but like in my mid-30s until now, I learned the importance plug and sit, right? Plug and sit, plug and sit, right? And some will pan out, some won't. I lost money.
It is what it is. It's a long game that you're playing.
Yeah, it's a long game.
And it's just it's so sad that these kids, they have no idea. Like my daughter had no idea about the importance of how bank statement look like until she interned for me a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that, 2022, something like that. And then she realized, oh wow, Dad, now I see the difference. And then now she's like, when she spends something,
Now she has
whatever
an
it is,
understanding of how money works.
she has an understanding how things work. My son's not there yet. My son thinks that he could use that debit card that is shared from the
a never-ending
and
fun.
swipes and swipes and swipes.
And
swipes.
who's got that?
Dude,
Victor's got that. He sees the bill.
And no, my wife does because she's afraid for me to look at it. So she just pour money into it. Dude, my son, again,
Dad's got it. It's all pops.
My dad's got it.
It's all pops. Let it ride.
So when we lived in Queens, my son went to a charter school. I loved the school. It was from 7 to 4. One day a week. It was half day. It was a great disciplining school, and it taught everything and finance. And also, my son's school here in Bergenfield, they also teach financing as well, which is pretty cool. Which is different from
That's
like
new
New York City
because
schools.
they didn't offer finance class when I was in high school.
It depends which county you live in, motherfucker.
I mean, I was in a good county too growing up.
Yeah, you're a
so-
good
but
county.
Still,
But
we didn't have that
but
education.
and to get back to my story. So by lunchtime, we had to pay for lunches, whatever it is. So he had a lunch card. So every time you swipe whatever it is, we'll refill it, whatever. And one time we looking at the bill, like, why we are like under $80? My son was giving ice cream away with his
Drank too
fucking
much
crack,
milk.
bro.
He was giving away
He was
milk.
like, ice cream to you, ice cream for you, ice cream for you. I'm like,
I
dude.
know Victor's reaction too when he saw that.
I'm like,
Steaming.
dude, are you Pippin?
Wiping his hat. I'm
Aw,
ready to
man.
roll.
And then, oh no, he's just a baby. He's just a baby.
He doesn't know how it
Don't worry
works.
about it. Oh no, he's the baby. I'm like, your fucking dumplings gonna cost me so much fucking money.
So going back to the article though, now they are fucked. His translator's fucked, and I saw a quote that if Pete Rose if he had a best friend, he'd probably take the fall for Pete Rose too. So it's kind of like unfair in a way that Pete Rose got banned from baseball because he didn't have a friend to
And
fall
Hall
on.
of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the greatest
Hall
of
of
the
Fame.
game got left out of Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks. Really, it happens, bro. Everyone in every field, professional, non-professional, secular, non-secular, whatever it is, everyone has a dark closet that no one wants to hear.
Dark
Everyone
passenger.
has something. Yeah, I mean, it is there, and just the whole. Look, first of all, we need to know how he got caught, who ratted him out, why they ratted him out.
It's a very interesting story.
What's the importance? So it's either because players or other agents or someone with an organization was jealous because of the amount of money or the fame or whatever
just
the
going
case
to a
may
bigger
be.
media market
I'm
team.
gonna tell you something right now. That's gonna be somebody, one, that is extremely close to him. If it's not him, it's gonna be somebody who is extremely close to him, who has access to his finances.
And the weird thing,
and
though,
his
Wagner,
translator is a very good story and a very good way to pass the heat. And the fact that this is my guy who's from another country. I don't know your country's customs and rules. This is my translator. He handles my finances while I'm here. He sends money to my family back home, etc.,
He
etc.
has his finance manager.
What?
He has his agent. He has a finance manager. He has an agent, and he's been in this country for over 5 years.
for a while now.
Exactly. So it's a perfect way out for him to just be like, yo, I don't handle any of my shit.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it sucks. I mean, gambling is gambling. It's not against the law. It's only against regulations as a professional player to gamble in the same sport that you're in. Let's see what happens.
So is
Obviously,
he still,
it'll be nice to have an interview with a guy.
Is he still able to play right now in the
Oh, yeah,
meantime?
not suspended at all or nothing. He just came out with a
He's not
statement
like,
yesterday, but
he's not suspended. He's
he's
not
under
like on a pay cut or
investigation
nothing.
now.
Okay.
Wait, he's on investigation. He might be hauled some money. Who knows? I mean, it's still spring training until
I'll
this
tell you how
Friday
this is going to
official.
play
Opening
out.
day
I'll
is
tell you how this is going to
Thursday.
fucking play out. He's going to pay a fucking hefty fine, and that's it. Pete Rose is going to be the example.
No, I mean, if
That's
they
it.
find him that he was the person to
He's
gamble,
gonna get
he's
banned.
out of
Yeah,
business.
he's gonna get
Yeah,
banned.
but here's the thing, though. With modern technology, it's going to be very hard to be able to say you did this. We know that you physically did this. This is an athlete who has people who manage his finances for him, people who work for him. This guy went, the takeaway, the way to brush the heat off on this could be as simple as, this is an American site that this bet was placed on. I don't speak English. How could I have placed this bet?
Look, this is my conclusion with this. I think it's the ownership. I think that they took a pill of paying the highest paying player ever in any sport. Ever.
Is he?
Ever.
Ever.
$700 million, bro.
Yeah.
Ever. And then they say, you know what? We are, because of the new laws that passed in California, or they're trying to pass in California, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. They're trying to pass in California. Because of deferring your payment, they want the players to pay what the contracts is, regardless if you're deferring payment. And that means that the ownership of the ball team has to pay its portion of the taxes, and then also restricts them with the salary cap as well. So it limits them of getting other opportunity and talent further down the line.
Because
the
of the heat
contract, the way he did it,
He deferred $680 million to be paid out after his career.
Yeah, so the contract he did it was allowing more prospects, because if this law passed, then I'm not sure
I think if,
that
he's going to get banned.
I'm not 100% sure of that, but let's see what
we'll see.
happens. I mean, it sucks.
Because he's the face of baseball.
All right.
Right
First
now.
of all, First of all, I don't think no one's worth that amount of money to play sport. To be honest.
So I'm not. So
You
you
know
guys.
why? You know why? You know why? Let me explain why. Before you get to your thought, you know
Mhm.
why? Because the people who's making your bat is making salary, minimum wage. The people who's making your
And all that.
cleats is making minimum wage. The people who's making your uniform is making minimum wage. The people who's cleaning the freaking field make maybe a little above minimum wage, maybe a living wage, but not making the millions this guy is playing and only working, I don't know how many hours. Let's say
Not even they shorten the games now. There's a ton of on games. So each at bat, there's got to be probably a couple, 1,000 each at bat. Each pitch he's.
I mean, he's
Oh, yeah.
traveling. I mean, traveling getting expenses is getting
By
paid
the team.
by the team. The food expense
All the
getting paid
team.
by the
He
team.
probably has his own
So,
chef. That's probably the team.
He is probably working less than 1,000 hours a year, actually working on the field, making $700 million in his contract in the next 10 years. That's $70 million a year, regardless if you deferred it or not. No one's worth that amount of money.
So it's no secret. I'm a pro wrestler. I don't necessarily really enjoy or watch any real sports. So I can't speak to the nature of what goes into the management of an athlete in one of these sports like basketball or football or baseball or anything. I know pro wrestling. And in pro wrestling, we don't have that kind of shit unless you're a John Cena or a fucking Dwayne Johnson or
Triple
one of
H
those
and
assholes.
yeah.
Yeah, one of those like super fucking high end guys. But I know from our industry the hustle game and how this can play out and how you can brush the heat off on this, or how this was orchestrated to make it look a certain way and in order to be able to brush the heat off a certain way. And it could be as simple as this guy knowing that he could place this bet and put the heat on someone else and get away with it.
Yeah.
Or someone legitimately place this bet for him.
Yep.
The thing is also a big story is because the LA Dodgers are probably the second most media marketed baseball team in the league, besides the Yankees, maybe the Mets, Red Sox, and the Dodgers. All the media's on them 24/7.
LA, I think
The Dodgers
they
have to
are
be
the
number
third.
two,
Yeah.
2 or 3. It's
Three.
huge, that market.
All right. We have other stuff to talk to. So I'll talk about.
Who are we talking to?
Something more exciting.
And this is an article I found yesterday.
There you go.
So there we go.
Say the
article
headlines.
is 30 pounds of coke and 3 million were found hidden in, I believe it's the Bronx, in some home in the Bronx. So he had $3 million in cash stuffed in his furniture. I don't know, Vic, if you have other pictures, but the authorities took pictures of the furniture where you see $3 million were stashed all in these wooden cabinets, and 30 pounds of coke were found. It looks like a 60-year-old man was found arrested with carrying around all this money, luxury watches, cocaine.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to share the
images.
So just to,
the images right
don't mean
now.
to cut you off, but have you guys switched over to ice yet?
Yes, I did.
Oh, all right. You should give me a heads up because I'm switching over now.
Yeah. Look, all that money, bro.
I think they have all the money on a table, I believe, if you scroll a little bit down. There's a young Chapo right there.
So in the Bronx, you said?
Dirty.
I believe
Where
it
in the
is in the Bronx.
I don't know where in the Bronx.
What's the guy's name?
Yeah, Bronx apartment.
Yep.
Does it say where in the Bronx?
Juan Rondon, who is from the DR.
I was just about to say
Juan
this
is
has to
from
be
the DR.
somebody from DR. And just looking at the
My
mugshot, yeah,
peoples.
before you even told me, I looked at the mugshot and I was just like, this has to be somebody from like the Dominican. Hey, and it sucks that I gotta be stereotypical by looking at it, but given the fact that we all grew up in New York and in the hood, we know.
Not Joey.
I mean, I lived in Staten Island up until.
Is it? Oh, wait, what 2 years of your life?
No, up until second grade. So I had my biker gang.
BMX,
I had a mongoose bike riding up and down the streets.
Mongoose, the GTs
with my pegs in the back, with my neighbors riding along.
There you go. That's hilarious. Yeah, $30 million. You got to call. Dude,
in a couch.
There was a story. I forgot.
Yeah,
in a couch, right?
All
yeah,
cash.
there was a story. I think in Colombia or Peru, one of those two countries. Yeah, what is it? Ecuador. It's one of those
Latin American
three
countries.
in that region, right? And so there was a farmer was cleaning up his crops, digging up the ground, and he found barrels of money, over $600 million.
It's a little scary though to find that.
I'll tell you exactly who that was.
It was
That's Escobar money. That's
yes,
Escobar money in
Escobar
Colombia.
money.
That's Escobar money in Colombia that was hidden in sealed barrels inside of lakes that were later drained, and that's how they found them.
No, but this one was not in Colombia. It was one in the neighboring countries. It was either Ecuador or Peru.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a farmland, and then and the guy called the authorities to give the money away. I'm like, dude, $600 million.
Just won a jackpot for life.
No. I'll
But
tell you
still,
right
they'll
now,
be after you some way.
if he found like 6 barrels, he probably reported 3.
You're probably not.
Probably.
That motherfucker reported
Probably right
3
about
of them
that.
shit. He reported 3 of them shits.
I mean,
Yeah,
he was like,
you
oh,
ain't stupid.
he was honest. He was an honest farmer and whatever it is. He
Yeah,
called the
okay.
authorities. I'm like, $600
You
million.
just need a couple drinks and you'd be like, I need this money.
Fuck it, man.
I'm not trying to do this all my life being a farmer.
He skimmed a little off the top.
Whatever. We're talking about skimming off the top and shitty fucking things. Wagner, you have a thing to bitch about today. What are we gonna bitch about?
So, what episode are we in now?
3.
3.
I mean, technically speaking,
Should be
5.
Yeah, it should be
but-
5.
Yeah, but it's 3.
Somewhere
we
in the
suck.
archives.
Some in our guys.
So if you follow us, if you follow me on social media, you know that I enjoy cooking. You know I enjoy food, and as of late, I've been riddled with this one thing that every time I see something that's food related or culinary related on whether it's TikTok or whether it's Instagram, it's these fucking assholes that have never been to any kind of culinary school or have any kind of culinary training. They're just home chefs or home schleps, as I like to call them, who are deciding to call themselves chefs because they're an asshole with an internet connection and a smartphone who just record and post themselves and a fucking dish that they've made online for the fucking world to see out of nowhere. So because you have a phone and a kitchen, you're automatically a fucking chef. No, I'm sorry, no. So you guys know me, the public knows me, our followers know me. I enjoy food. I cook a shit ton of food. In none of my fucking posts or any of my dishes have ever once referred to myself as a chef. I am someone who just enjoys food, someone who was in the kitchen with his fucking mom, who just picked up how to prepare flavors and cook good food. Just because your ass put some shit online does not make you a fucking chef. Let's be clear.
Have you seen this stuff online?
Yes, I see it
Have you
all
seen
the
some
fucking
people?
time.
There's
I
so
see
many
it all
cooking
the
videos
time.
too.
You know what drives me insane? there was this lady, or actually a couple people too, like heating up like pounds of butter and just dropping
Oh,
steak.
shit on
Mind you, I don't eat red meat or pork, but that's sacrilegious. You're dropping your steak in there or your pork and getting like boiled in butter,
That's
and
disgusting.
and it comes out look like a bad liver.
So we know where the groundwork for my gripe is right now.
Yeah.
Let's get your take on this, Joey. What's your definition of a chef?
Well, as a chef, you have to have a degree.
It could be, you
Culinary
could dumb
school?
it down. It could be simple. It could be something as somebody that knows how to cook. It could be whatever. Just
No, I'd say going to a restaurant, you have your main chef in the back that knows the menu. He's eaten it before. He knows all about the taste, the flavor of each meal. That's a chef. That's a good chef in my book.
okay. Vic,
I mean, a chef, has to be. There's two types of chef. There's a classical trained chef,
Mhm.
and there's a chef that went to the school of hard knocks.
okay.
From a prepare, a line cook, a sous chef to a chef. You have to. There is like this secret society for one becomes a chef. You have to go through that whole process. Sous chefs are sous chefs. They're still chefs, but when you become a head chef, there is a pass of like a baton or some
There's a
sort.
rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage, right? And then it's a person who is a master of a particular cuisine, but understands other cuisines, and also can, fuse and respect. But they could be a master of one thing. It doesn't mean that you could make Spanish food or Asian food or whatever it is. You're a master of what you're doing, but there's a process for you to get to that level.
Okay.
You cannot just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm a chef." It's cute for a kid, but it's not cute for an adult. You could be a phenomenal, a great cook, and be a cook, and that's fine. And you say, "I'm a cook." Until a chef calls you a chef, that's when you're a chef.
We don't TikTok videos making mac and cheese calling himself a freaking chef.
So here's my take. All right. For me, and I am one who cooks. I am one who enjoys good food. I enjoy presentation, which in my dishes, if you followed my videos on Instagram or TikTok, you know that presentation is probably where I'm lacking the most. But my food is fucking awesome. I've never once called myself a chef. At best, if anything, and I refuse to even call myself a home cook. I am just someone who enjoys food, and I cook for the people that I love, and I enjoy having people that.
Do you refuse to call yourself a home cook because you feel that you wear some stockies and some high heels?
Yeah. Fishnets.
Oh, okay.
Fishnets. I don't want to look like I don't want to look like a broken condom.
That was your joke, and I got in trouble.
No, that was not my
You
joke.
won't admit to it. That was not my joke.
My joke.
I never said that joke. I never did.
He still says it to this day.
And
Never
I got
did.
in trouble for that one.
Thanks for that HR meeting, Vic. So no, I to me that's I've never once, imposed that authority or that title on myself. I'm just someone who my whole life I've been surrounded by badass women who cook amazingly, who taught me how to cook, and I learned how to pair flavors and technique. If you put me up against any real chef, I'd get spanked. I've never fucking denied that. Right? Like there's no question. I don't know the training that an actual chef would know. By the same token, just because you're a good cook does not make you a great chef. In my opinion, just because it goes to say that just because you're good at something does not make you just because you're good at something that you're related to does not make you that title, does not make you that thing. I have sex. I have amazing sex in a bedroom. That does not make me a porn star. Let's clear that up.
Can't find wags on any type of sites.
Is your wife
No
lying to you again?
OnlyFans.
Exactly. Like I said, it doesn't
Your
make me a
wife's
porn star.
lying to you
I may be
again?
awesome, but I'm not by no means.
Your
am I
wife
a
is
fucking
lying
porn
to
star.
you.
I am I'm 42 years old. I am not a porn star at this age. 18, 19, maybe different story. But like, here's the shit. A chef knows his shit. He is the boss of the kitchen. Everything that he does, everything that he knows, he's been through. He has been a line cook. He has been a sous chef. He's been a saucier. He's been a sommelier and knows how to pair flavors amazingly. He's the guy in the kitchen that tells you what to do and how to do your job.
Yeah.
There's only one chef in the kitchen. He's the leader. He's the one who runs the brigade.
Makes the menu, too.
I have a question. Who particularly is getting you this boiled of them calling it a chef?
TikTok?
One
TikTok and
particular person?
No, it's not one particular person. It's just TikTok. I see so much shit because like
It's the algorithm too that you're constantly seeing
so
these
like
videos.
Yeah, but
I follow so much food.
Do you know that
stuff.
they are professional trained or just
No,
home
you
cooks,
can
home
tell
cooks?
right off the bat that these are just
They're 18-year-olds
cut?
probably.
you
They
know
have
when
peach
it's
fuzz.
when it's some young kid who is just when his first video is here I made ramen noodles or whatever the fuck rice
Ramen
I
noodles.
spliced up some whatever dish, and his next fucking video is an anime film or an anime video of him like at a bar or whatever in character at Comic-Con, and every video after that. And so like if your videos are so spread out where you have 3 videos and you have 10, 15 other fucking videos in between that have nothing to do with fucking food, I know that you're
And
not
he has to say chef.
a
I know,
food-related
I
fucking
know.
chef.
Guys, you gotta go to Wagner's page and like his shit because he's getting tiresome. Some freaking dork is getting more likes.
No,
than
it
he
has
is.
nothing to do
That
with
is
that.
the problem.
No, it
Hashtag
has
chef.
nothing to do with that. It has nothing
Like-
to do with that.
I want my backyard cooking grill and label me as Chef Wagner as I spank that ass and stiff the turkey with my finger. That's what you want.
Getting a little moist.
Fuck you, right?
I love you, bro.
But no,
But
like
you know what?
here's
I
the
mean-
shit. Like just because you went to culinary school does not make you a chef.
No.
And
Dude,
and just
there are
because
chefs
you
that
went to
cannot
culinary
cook, bro.
school, and just because you've gone to culinary school and graduated culinary school, and you got your first fucking job in a high-end restaurant, still doesn't make you a fucking chef.
And
you're a
sometimes they
line cook.
no,
You're a
dude.
sous chef. So here's
Dude,
the shit.
I've been
So
to
I've been
high-end
watching-
restaurants.
I've been watching. Fuck off. This is my rant. So I've been watching this fucking show called The Bear on Hulu.
Yeah, I
Not a
got
paid
to
ad,
see that.
not a fucking paid ad, nothing, fuck off Hulu. But this is a fucking show where the setting is supposedly a restaurant and a kitchen, and this fucking asshole's the chef. But if you look at the fucking setting, every asshole in this fucking kitchen is calling themselves a fucking chef. You have 50 fucking chefs in this one goddamn kitchen, and nobody is running the fucking
I
rules.
see where it came from.
That's not a chef.
There you go.
The kitchen has one chef, one boss.
One head chef.
Everybody pays attention to him.
There's a-
He runs the
executive chef.
brigade. And I'm throwing
There's the
French on that
executive chef.
shit right now.
There is the executive chef. There's a sous chef who's the top of it. There is a head
There's
of
a
each
line of succession.
Yes.
There's a line of succession. And the head chef
Look-
he knows the job of every single person under
He
him.
makes his
Look.
calls too. And he creates the menu
Yes.
himself.
I could barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Look. I could barbecue. I could smoke. I could grill.
That doesn't
But
make you a
I
chef.
am not a grill master.
You're not a grill
I'm
master.
not a grill
Yeah.
master.
Neither am I.
I won't. I will not label myself a grill master. I have. One. Some local shit, whatever it is, with a couple parishes, whatever it was, but I am happy when I cook for like 40 guys, and there is no food left over.
You like the cock fest. Looking for the cock.
That's
great.
that's
You know that
the-
people enjoyed your food. And
Yeah, people enjoy
and
food.
that's what you
You know,
enjoy.
like you share with me with your sauces.
Mhm.
I share with you with my spices,
Mhm.
my blend.
Mhm.
I share
Yep.
with you that you compare food. But you know, again, it's like calling someone a professor who's not a professor.
Or a doctor.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
or I mean, sometimes there is, we call it an honorary title of some sort, but it is up to that individual to say, hey, no, I'm not a chef. I'm not.
If I win
Yeah.
10 bets in a row, am I a
a-
professional gambler all of a sudden?
No.
No,
Exactly.
you
Yeah, I just
loser.
get lucky.
Yeah. You're just somebody who got fucking
You just
lucky.
got lucky.
So that's what I'm saying.
Did your
And
wife know
like,
you lost 10 in a row?
and now, like, so here's the shit too. Like, here's where it gets me. Like, you have all these fucking assholes online, and they decide to label themselves as a private chef.
I didn't hear this.
You've
before.
never been in a fucking kitchen. You've never been in a high pressure situation. You've never fucking had to change your fucking menu up. Why? Because you're not a fucking chef. You're not a fucking chef.
Is tight. Rang is tight.
It just
He's
bothers
tight.
me because here's the shit. Like, I'm a dude who enjoys food, who was taught how to cook by amazing fucking women. I'm trying to, launch my own fucking business in the near future. But at the same time, I don't have the culinary fucking training to be a successful fucking cook. To do that. So what do I? So for my business, in order for my business to be successful, I need to be able to bring on someone with the talent that can execute my family's recipes and elevate them in a way that a public will enjoy them on a massive scale.
Not necessarily. Let's say if you own a food truck and you cook, and then it's phenomenal business and you have great success, right? In your own regards, you are a chef. A chef is the head of the kitchen. In your own regards, right? Your signature is your signature. If you need somebody to highlight your signature, therefore is not your dream, is their dream. That's how I view it. It's different from
No, I don't see it that
a
way.
restaurateur.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on. I don't see it that way.
there's-
So I can provide the flavors, the recipe, and the idea. But I may not have the idea to be able to bring it to the next level where if I said, these are my flavors, this is my recipe and this is my flavor. Bring it to scale it to somewhere where there is, I don't want to say like, oh, okay, this is my recipe. Take it to the next level and make it Michelin star. You see what I'm saying?
But it all depends on the audience, right? It all depends who you're targeting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a restaurateur, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, that's different. You have an idea, right? But if you want to highlight the foods that you're making and make it your own and pretty much put your love into it, then you don't need the next person to highlight it unless you get to that level, if you want to expand, right?
Well, that's the ultimate goal.
It's almost a small business,
the
almost a
ultimate
mom and pop shop for now until you expand.
Yeah, but to go for a small business to succeed, the hand, the fingerprint, the love has to come from the person who is creating the idea. And then then it becomes an exchange of handing off the idea to advance your business. Then, therefore, yes, the brand is you, your name is you, but the experience is not you. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
You get what I'm saying? Because if you want the experience to be you, to enjoy what it means to be eating Easter dinner or Christmas Eve dinner or Thanksgiving leftovers, then
It's missing the
you.
signature.
But
it's all about the signature.
Then if you want the brand to expand, it's the idea of you, but it's not you. You know?
So like,
I get it.
You guys know what my goal is.
Yep.
It's to my first goal is to open a food truck and kind of put out the flavors of
I've been pushing
the
you,
type
bro.
of food that I'm trying to put on the map. So it Guatemalan food. And it's a little bit hard to put Guatemalan food on the map because the Central American palate is a very similar palate across the board from Mexico, from like to Guatemala to El Salvador, Nicaragua. Anywhere across Central America, it's a very similar palate. So for me as a Guatemalan American to open up a food truck and say, I'm selling tacos, it's very difficult. I can't brand myself as a taco place necessarily because when people think tacos, they
Mexican.
think Mexico. But my tacos are not Mexican. My tacos are Guatemalan flavors and spices. Are the spices the same? Yes. Is the presentation of the dish different? Absolutely. So when Guatemalan tacos are very different from Mexican tacos. Our tacos in a lot of presentations are more of the comparison would be flautas.
Yes.
So for us, what we would call taquitos in Mexico are flautas.
No, not that. Fried,
Rolled, and everything, and the
rolled
presentation.
up, fried. And it's different because the different palate. Even in Mexico, South Mexico has the more of the mole, whatever it is. Different region has its own flavors, and then and that comes to people think, oh, all Latinos are Mexican. No, the Caribbeans have a different palate, a different flavor profile from the land mass of South America, Central America, and
going
Mexico.
back to the first conversation,
Spaniards have no flavor. It's
going back to the first conversation, the chef, everyone has their own signature to it. Every
Everybody
Mexican
has their own
restaurant's a little
signature.
bit different, no matter what. If you get flautas or tostadas, it's all going to be different.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. You just like hit it on the nail because tostadas for us are a completely different dish for tostadas in Mexico. For us, tostadas are a fried tortilla with just plain tomato sauce or beans or guacamole, topped with fucking onion
Everything,
and
cheese.
it's fucking amazing. But a tostada in Mexico is completely different.
And a tostada somewhere of South America is a sandwich.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah,
it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
Different.
Yeah.
So it's different. It is different.
And because I'm, for the most part, I'm a Guatemalan American. Whenever I decide to open up my fucking food truck or storefront, it's going to be hard for me to be able to do that, no matter what type of dish it is. I mean, as of lately, I've been trying to fuck around with the idea of doing a sandwich shop. Why would I do that? Well, because I'm in Southwest Florida, and what's a popular dish in Southwest Florida when it comes to sandwiches?
Cubans.
And now you got your press maker.
But I'm not Cuban.
Yeah.
But I'm not Cuban.
I mean,
so the community will say, well, why would you go to him, and why would you patronize this place when he's not Cuban? Why would you go to there for a Cuban sandwich? Even though it's the most amazing fucking Cuban sandwich you could ever fucking have, even though he's not Cuban.
Let me tell you something. There are Cuban restaurants who cannot make Cuban.
No shit.
There are Dominican restaurants who make better Cubans than Cuban restaurants.
I'm in Southwest Florida, and I can't find. I have yet to have an enjoyable Cuban fucking sandwich. I'm making them in my fucking kitchen right now. I bought a panini press so I can make a Cuban sandwich.
The best Latino sandwich is a chimi, the chicken chimi.
That's good.
The special sauce.
I know.
The chicken, the plátano,
and for that reason, and just for that, that's why I've been like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to if I open up my food truck, I don't want to say segregate myself. But I don't want to identify myself, to isolate myself to one particular region of Latin culture when I can just be it could just be luchador sandwiches.
I like that.
Sandwiches.
You know,
You know what?
I
You know
could be
what?
lucha
See-
sandwiches, and I can make fucking Cubans. I can make tortas. I can make fucking, whatever
And
kind
you
of
can
sandwich I
expand the
can make,
menu from there once you get
and
bigger.
and be broad.
Yeah.
No, see, that's a mistake of a lot of restaurants. A good restaurant has a limit menu. When a restaurant has
10,
multiple
12
page,
items tops.
Besides the diner.
it's not good.
Because the diner
Yeah,
can get away with that.
it's not good. Stick with the lane that you're good with,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with this country who just labels all Latinos one flavor, don't understand the flavor profile and differences
In
from
regions.
the Caribbean, from South America, from Chilean, from way South America to Central America, and all the region of Mexico, because Mexico is not all spicy.
No, it's not.
There's some chocolate in mix. It's a different from the west, from the east, from the south to the center. Completely
It's all different
different
tastes.
profile of
Different spices,
of
different
food.
everything.
Yeah.
A different spice of food is like having a southern fried chicken, like barbecue. There's Texas,
Memphis,
Tennessee,
Texas.
Memphis, and all that stuff. It's a similar setup how is with
Or actually, I've been
Latin
seeing
region.
bourbons made in like Indiana, which we can try on other podcasts too. Which
No.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
bourbon
bourbons
could
are
be made
made.
in
There's a
certain-
bourbon I found online. I was just looking at regions because they have to be made.
I thought bourbon was made in Tennessee.
Only in Tennessee. Yep, but I found one
Yeah.
in Indiana that I'll suggest for a
Well-
later podcast.
Well, I mean, we have a lot to talk about. We about an hour and a half in.
It's all right.
Good conversation. Thank you, Wagner, for your rant or whatever the case may be. I've been pushing Wags to open a food truck for a hot ass minute. It's okay. I'll be with him. Some ass in the corner. Yo quiero pene, loco.
He'll be shaking on the corner.
But-
He's got one of those
He's
signs.
shaking in
with
the corner, bro.
Try here.
Look, I wish I could eat the freaking pulled
Oh,
pork.
dude,
that
I
make.
cannot wait.
Can't.
I've got to have it.
I'm
Yo,
gonna
come
smoke this
Yo, so hold on.
Hey,
Let
come
me
in
pull up
June.
my calendar right now. Hold on.
June 22nd.
So my
Dude's
my
barbecue.
trip up, if I come up, I will be in New York May 9th, 10th, the 11th will be off because that's when I have my family event. And the 12th. So I would probably fly back the 12th or early as fuck on the 13th.
All right, so we do dinner the 10th.
Well, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, usually when I come into town with you guys, like
There's
we
always
get
a
together my
steak
first night.
dinner and
It's always a steak dinner at Ben and Jack's or something.
head and jacks. Yeah.
Where you staying?
My parents.
At your mom's?
Yeah, still my
Okay.
parents. But like, I'll take the railroad into the island, into Manhattan.
Dude, you should come to my house and see my bathroom, bro.
Stay a night
you
at
finished
Victor's.
it. I know you
Whole
finished it.
different
I know
vibe.
you finished it. I see the pictures.
Yeah, no, it is awesome.
I-
All right, guys.
Stay
Oh, go ahead,
tuned
by the way.
for the next episode live from Victor's bathroom when I'm taking a shit in it.
There you go. You know what? We should do a live one on YouTube. Maybe in the future.
Get a live sit
But
down.
you know what? We are told forgot to plug in. How can you find us? You can find us in TikTok. You
YouTube,
can find us in Instagram,
Spotify.
X, YouTube. Why you keep on talking over me? Carajo, coño. Guys, hit a walk ya. Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Castbox, and obviously our podcast is where we edit and publish our podcast. Like and subscribe in each of our platforms. Share with your friends. Tell us how we suck. Tell us what do you want to hear about next with conversation. This guys coming together, having a drink, having a good conversation.
Guys,
Guys, any final words?
this is a community-friendly zone. We love all of you. We don't care what your orientation is, who you're smashing, where you're smashing. The only thing that matters to us right now is that you smash that like and subscribe. Smash it hard, smash it
Smash the
fast,
like
smash it till it
and
hurts.
subscribe.
Love you.
Thank you guys for enjoying. Thank you guys for listening to the shit show. We love you. This is the Degenerate Lodge.
We out.
We out.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.